Hey guys, in this video we're going to take a look at the new Nina range of batteries from HEDBOX. Now these are the new flagship cutting-edge professional batteries, which in turn means there's some really interesting tech built into them. Really to help you shoot content more easily and take out some of the stresses of managing power. So let's take a closer look. Starting with the basics, the Nina comes in two capacities, a 99 watt hour and a 150 watt hour, named the Nina M or the Nina L, and both are available in the industry standard V or gold mounts. Now there's a range of physical output options that cover a wide gamut of power requirements. There are two DTAP ports on either side, a USB-A and a USB-C. You really do have a lot of flexibility, especially given the small footprint of these batteries. Now the two standout elements on the Nina are really the most visible, and that's this OLED display and below it, which is this illuminated ring, which HEDBOX called the IDR, Indication Display Ring. Now the OLED display is an easy means of assessing a couple of different metrics when you're shooting, and we can cycle through them by pressing the button in the middle of the IDR, and that's the current state of charge of the battery as a percentage. And then whilst you're using it on a camera, maybe even with some powered accessories, the remaining runtime is based on the current consumption of energy. But here's where it steps up a notch. Now imagine you're running a multicam interview shoot as a single operator, numerous cameras, and in turn, numerous batteries and power in general to manage. The whole concept of the IDR is to visibly give you a status update when you're likely further away from the battery. Now, when the capacity of the Nina drops below 20%, the IDR starts flashing red. So quickly, as an operator, if I'm manning my A cam, I could potentially see if my B or my C cam is getting to a point where I need to think about changing these batteries without having to go over constantly to physically check them. And in turn, I can put more of my focus on shooting the content itself. Now, this low capacity alarm, which is a world's first for a cine battery, by the way, will continue to flash red until the battery either gets to 10% capacity or the operator presses the IDR button to acknowledge the alarm. If they acknowledge the alarm, the light will stay illuminated red and the display will continuously show the remaining state of charge or runtime left so that you can easily keep tabs on it. If it's left to run below 10% without pressing the IDR button, both the OLED and the IDR system will completely turn off. And this is so that all of the remaining power within the battery can be used for delivery, really to squeeze as much runtime out of that last 10% as possible. When you're not using the battery, there's two other important metrics that you can get from this OLED, one of which is a true indication of cycle count. So if you're going on a shoot and you want to take the freshest batteries, having quick visibility of that cycle count is key. So it's great that we can get this from the unit itself. Now, HEDBOX count cycles in a much more honest and accurate way than most of the competition out there. And as a user, this is how I would want a cycle count to be measured. Instead of counting one cycle based on when the battery has been used and then been put on charge, regardless of the amount of power consumed, the Nina actually measures a cycle based on the amount of power that has been delivered from the battery. Now, one cycle is only counted when the full amount of power from the battery that it can hold has been delivered. And this is regardless of if you charge the battery here and there in between, which in reality is what most people do. It's very rare that you have a battery, charge it to 100% and let it deplete to exhaustion on a shoot. You'll likely change it with a fresh battery with 5 or 20% left to reduce downtime or unplanned stop in production. The other metric is charging status. There's an icon to show you when the battery is receiving charge with the percentage displayed for the state of charge. What's neat is that in the box supplied as standard is this USB-C cable. And with this USB-C cable, you can use it to charge the Nina batteries. And one hurdle when moving from in-camera power to external professional power is often the cost to fully adopt the ecosystem. Now, not just for the batteries, but also for the chargers, which can be quite costly. Now with Nina, of course, you get to charge from the get-go. It also neatly has a built-in display that tells you how much power is being delivered to the battery. So if you're unsure as to what your USB to mains adapter can support, you'll quickly get that info in real time because ultimately you can charge this battery with this cable with any mains power adapter, be it a cheap underpowered £1 unit to a more professional offering. Ultimately, the Nina packs in a lot of premium features, some of which are truly world's first for Cine batteries, that are designed to help make the shooting process as pain-free as possible when it comes to power management. And better yet, the Nina's price point makes them hugely competitive, especially when you have the means to charge them right out of the box. Now, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch, and thank you very much for watching.